Hi, I'm Travis Dearmont, Project Manager with McCarthy. I'm on the Self-Perform and Structure team here at BJC, and I'm excited to share with you today all of the planning, effort, and all of the steps that it takes to execute a successful structural concrete deck pour. So hang with me, let's go check it out. Really important elements of planning for a concrete structure is the selection of the formwork systems. We typically think about formwork in two different categories. We have vertical formwork that covers our building elements such as the below grade foundation walls, as well as the shear walls and core walls for the elevators and the egress stairs. This would also cover the columns that help support the building from floor to floor. The second category we consider is horizontal formwork. Horizontal formwork helps support the underside of our structural slabs and decks, as well as beam bottoms and structural soffits throughout the building. On the horizontal formwork, we've selected a system called Perry's Skydeck. It's a panelized system that really gives us the ability to remain highly flexible because our structure does change in layout from floor to floor. It's highly configurable, and these panels allow us to lay them out in different configurations to support the unique layout of that section of the structure.
So now that we've done all the planning, what does it take and what are all the steps associated with the concrete pour?
All right, so once we pour the deck, we bring our control lines up from the ground, establish our grid control offsets, and then we lay out our columns from there.
We prefab these off the job site. We ship them here on a truck. Get them rigged up, stand them up, and set them right on top of the existing column.
Hi, this is Joel here with McCarthy. We're setting these Gates column form systems. Real smooth system, clamps up real easy. Set it down, kick the braces down, plumb it, pour it, done.
We're working on Skydeck and setup. As you can see right here as we're working, we're putting the mains on right now. This is called a tower wrap that we have to use every so many square feet. When it comes to Skydeck, we have multi-prop legs that we got to set at a certain elevation. They'll have these things called GTs and BTs that sit on top of the tower. The plywood will go on top of that, and that's where all the concrete beams tie into all the columns.
Once the decking gets complete, we come in, use the total station, install, lay out our inserts, and install our inserts, and that is for our hangers, any pipe hangers that are the deck below us.
They turn the deck over to us, the first process. We build all the beams, then we come through, put in all the bottom steel, get everything tied up, and then we start and top everything out and finish it all out like that, tie it all up.
I'm here to talk about a few things that we do outside of our normal day-to-day QC items as a team that help us document quality control for the concrete group. The first thing we do is have Multivista come to site the day before a pour. Helps us accurately depict all of the rebar, formwork, everything that we won't see after the concrete is poured.
Hi, I'm Colin Bruns with Kenstra Concrete. I'm standing at our Page and 170 facility where we make most of the concrete that gets delivered to the BJC Campus Renewal Project. The product that McCarthy uses is GreenSense, utilizes GreenSense technology. By using that, it keeps McCarthy using the most advanced concrete technology available on the globe.
Pour day is a big deal around here. You may have heard that the logistics on this corner can be challenging, so we try to offset that by starting our concrete pours as early in the morning as possible. So on a typical pour day, we would expect VJ to mobilize to the site around 3 a.m. with their concrete pump in anticipation of receiving concrete to the job site by 4 a.m. In that same time frame, Geotechnologies arrives to the site with their inspectors and gets set up to test the concrete that we receive from the batch plant. This ensures that the mixes that we're getting from the plant on that day are in line with our approved mix designs, and that also they're within the specification as we place and finish concrete throughout the course of the day.
by 4 a.m., we would also expect our trade partners to arrive on site, and they're going to make one final pass through that day's deck pour. They're going to be checking on things like sleeves, bangets, anything that gets cast into that deck for the day. And this is really our last chance to ensure that nothing's been jostled and moved around just prior to concrete getting cast in place. And those trade partners will actually stay and maintain those elements throughout the course of the pour to make sure that we are focused on quality throughout the course of the day. If we get started when we expect to, around 4 or 4:30, we typically receive concrete at a rate of anywhere between 60 and 90 yards an hour. This can depend on traffic. This can depend on how we're set up logistically for that day, for that pour. It can also depend on demand at the plant. But on a typical day, if we start when we want to, we're poured out, or we have all the concrete in the formwork by around 12 o'clock. This allows VJ, as the concrete hardens and starts to get set up, to start finishing operations at the initial point of placement and continue it all the way through that deck pour to the place where they cast the last piece of wet concrete. And finishing operations are expected to take an additional anywhere between 4 to 6 hours.
We're using an innovative technology, which is a sensor that we cast into the concrete, stays there for the life of the building. That sensor gives us real-time temperature, maturity, and projected strength of the deck. We use that information in conjunction with test cylinders that are taken on the day of the pour to know when we can reach strength, strip the decks, and cycle up material for the next pour.
Thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for the opportunity to be a part of this amazing project.